Stochastic resonance is an amazing concept that shows how what we usually think of as random noise can actually help us notice things we'd otherwise miss. Imagine trying to hear a quiet song on the radio, but the signal is too weak. Strangely enough, adding just the right amount of static can make the song clearer. That's what stochastic resonance does. It takes weak signals and makes them stronger with a little help from noise. This happens in nature all the time. For example, crickets use environmental noise to hear faint mating calls, and our eyes use it to see dim stars in the night sky. Scientists have even found ways to use this in technology, like improving blurry MRI scans to find tiny tumors, or helping nerve-damaged patients feel soft touches again. From animals detecting predators to engineers building better sensors, stochastic resonance shows how randomness, when used just right, can turn the impossible into the possible.
Stochastic resonance is a phenomenon where weak signals, typically too faint to detect, can be amplified and become perceptible through the addition of noise. This counterintuitive process arises in nonlinear systems where the interaction between noise and the system's inherent threshold creates an enhanced output. Importantly, this phenomenon is dependent on the noise being at an optimal level. Too little or too much noise results in the signal remaining undetectable or being drowned out. Stochastic resonance demonstrates that noise, traditionally considered undesirable, can serve a functional and constructive role in amplifying signals in complex systems, from biological to technological domains. Example: neural systems use background noise to amplify faint signals, such as detecting the minute vibrations of a predator approaching through dense foliage. Analogy: tuning a weak radio station often seems impossible due to static. Paradoxically, adding a controlled amount of static can make the broadcast clearer, much like stochastic resonance helps amplify faint signals. Stochastic resonance occurs in systems with nonlinear dynamics, which often include thresholds that a signal must surpass to generate an observable output. In bistable systems, those capable of existing in two states, noise provides the additional energy needed for a weak periodic signal to cross these thresholds, creating synchronization between the noise and the signal. This synchronization results in resonance, where the weak signal's periodicity is effectively amplified by the noise. The phenomenon also depends on an optimal noise level, illustrating a fine balance between randomness and order. This interplay highlights how nonlinear physics allows small, seemingly insignificant inputs to produce substantial effects when combined with noise. Example: stochastic resonance has been used to explain how weak orbital variations in Earth's orbit, Milankovitch cycles, have triggered significant climate shifts, such as the glacial-interglacial cycles observed in Earth's history. Analogy: imagine a swing that barely moves with a weak push. A well-timed, gentle breeze, representing noise, helps the swing gain momentum, amplifying the initial weak push into significant motion. In nature, stochastic resonance is a critical mechanism in sensory systems that operate near their detection limits. By using noise as an energy source, sensory systems enhance their ability to detect weak stimuli, such as vibrations, light, or sound. This phenomenon is especially evident in animals that rely on faint signals for survival, such as avoiding predators, locating prey, or finding mates. Sensory neurons exploit stochastic resonance by using neural noise to increase the likelihood that weak signals will trigger responses, demonstrating the evolutionary advantage of leveraging randomness for enhanced perception. Crickets use stochastic resonance to detect weak mating calls amid environmental noise, enabling them to locate potential mates in dense, noisy habitats. Looking for a dim star in the night sky often involves averting your gaze slightly. This subtle change in perspective is like introducing variability, which allows the faint signal, the star's light, to become clearer. Human sensory systems are finely tuned to exploit stochastic resonance, particularly in low-signal conditions. Noise in sensory pathways, such as those involved in vision, hearing, and touch, interacts with weak inputs to enhance detection. For instance, in dim lighting, Retinal cells use inherent noise to boost weak light signals, enabling humans to see faint objects. Similarly, in auditory perception, noise assists in detecting faint sounds, especially in noisy environments. This interplay between noise and signal not only enhances detection, but also helps maintain sensory performance under challenging conditions. In tactile perception, stochastic resonance has been shown to improve sensitivity in detecting faint vibrations, even in individuals with sensory impairments. Adjusting the contrast on a blurry image can make faint details stand out more clearly, just as noise sharpens weak sensory inputs. The human brain naturally incorporates stochastic resonance through neural noise, a byproduct of the brain's electrical and chemical activity. This noise interacts with weak signals within neural pathways, helping them cross synaptic thresholds and ensuring their transmission to higher processing centers. This mechanism is particularly important in conditions of low stimulus strength, where faint sensory signals might otherwise go undetected. The presence of noise also contributes to neural adaptability, allowing the brain to respond flexibly to varying environmental stimuli. The efficiency of this process underscores the brain's remarkable ability to convert randomness into functional outputs. Stochastic resonance has been demonstrated in experiments where adding controlled noise to sensory inputs improved tactile sensitivity in human fingertips, even for individuals with sensory deficits. Neural noise acts like a soft amplifier, boosting faint whispers of input to make them audible in the brain's intricate sensory network. Evolutionary processes have optimized biological systems to leverage stochastic resonance for survival. Organisms that can detect faint signals, such as subtle vibrations or low-intensity sounds, gain significant advantages in predator-prey dynamics, navigation, and reproduction. By incorporating noise into sensory systems, evolutionary adaptations enhance organisms' ability to perceive weak environmental cues, making them better equipped to survive in competitive or hostile environments. Frogs use stochastic resonance in their lateral line system to detect water movements caused by predators or prey, enabling rapid and effective responses to environmental changes. Adding a faint hum to sonar systems improves the ability to detect weak echoes from distant objects, just as stochastic resonance enhances survival-critical signal detection in nature. Engineers have harnessed the principles of stochastic resonance to enhance the performance of sensors and signal processors. By deliberately introducing controlled noise, systems can detect faint signals that would otherwise be missed. This technique is particularly valuable in fields requiring high sensitivity, such as medical imaging, radar systems, and wireless communication. In these systems, stochastic resonance improves the signal-to-noise ratio, making it possible to identify weak patterns or anomalies buried in noise. In medical imaging, such as MRI, adding controlled noise improves image contrast, enabling the detection of subtle anomalies like small tumors or microfractures. A blurry photograph can become clearer by adding a controlled layer of graininess, which enhances edges and reveals hidden details. Stochastic resonance provides insights into large-scale environmental and climate processes. Many climate systems are nonlinear, meaning weak inputs can have amplified effects when interacting with noise. For instance, small variations in solar radiation or atmospheric conditions can trigger significant changes in weather patterns or climate states through stochastic resonance. Understanding this interplay helps researchers explain phenomena such as glacial cycles or abrupt climate transitions. Weak solar cycles, amplified by stochastic resonance in Earth's climate system, have contributed to major transitions between glacial and interglacial periods. Tipping a precarious balance with a small nudge might fail, but adding consistent, well-timed gusts of wind, noise, shifts the balance, illustrating how noise amplifies weak signals in environmental systems. The study of stochastic resonance is expanding into interdisciplinary fields such as quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and adaptive systems. Quantum sensors may use stochastic resonance to detect faint quantum signals in noisy environments, improving their precision and sensitivity. In AI, adding noise to training data can enhance pattern recognition, making models more robust to real-world variability. Stochastic resonance also holds promise in developing brain-computer interfaces and sensory prosthetics, where controlled noise could improve performance and reliability. Noise-augmented training data improves the performance of AI models in recognizing subtle features in low-contrast images. Noise is like a tool in an artist's workshop. When applied skillfully, it transforms a raw material, signal, into a masterpiece, clear output.